He smirked as his fist connected, sending the mechanic sprawling to the oil-stained floor. "Know your place." The rich Heir spat, his Rolex glinting under the garage lights. The crowd gasped, phones already recording. But 24 hours later, that same Heir was back, shaken, desperate, swiping a stout credit card, begging for the mechanic's help. What flipped this power dynamic overnight? How did justice turn the tables so fast? He was born with a silver spoon so polished it blinded anyone who dared look too long. Ethan Caldwell, 28, heir to a real estate empire worth $500 million, strutted through life like he owned every inch of it. In his world, money bought loyalty, silence, and power. He drove a matte, black Lamborghini, wore suits that cost more than most people's rent, and never heard the word no. Ethan's life was a carefully curated Instagram reel. Perfect, untouchable, enviable. But perfection has cracks, and his were about to show. Across town, in a gritty auto shop on the edge of the city, Marcus Jones worked under the hood of a beat-up sedan. At 32, Marcus was the kind of man who let his hands tell his story. Calloused, stained with grease, but steady. A black mechanic who'd fought for every opportunity. He'd built a reputation for fixing cars others gave up on. His shop, Jones Auto, was small but respected, a haven for locals who couldn't afford dealership prices. Marcus didn't care about fame or clout. He cared about keeping engines running and families on the road. Their worlds weren't supposed to collide. Ethan's car, a custom Lambo worth $400,000, rarely saw a shop like Marcus's. But on a humid Friday evening, fate had other plans. Ethan's car sputtered on the highway, dashboard flashing warnings. The nearest dealership was closed, and his usual tow service was booked. Grudgingly, he pulled into Jones Auto, tires crunching on gravel. Already annoyed at the beneath him vibe of the place, Marcus greeted him with a nod, professional but guarded. "What's the problem?" he asked, wiping his hands on a rag. Ethan didn't even look up from his phone. "Fix it. Fast. I've got places to be." His tone dripped with entitlement, like Marcus was just another servant. Marcus bit his tongue, popped the hood, and got to work. The diagnosis, a rare electrical fault, tricky but fixable. If you had the skill, Marcus did, but Ethan wasn't patient. He paced, scoffed, and muttered about slow service. When Marcus explained the issue would take a few hours, Ethan lost it. "Hours? Do you know who I am?" he barked, stepping closer. Marcus stayed calm, but the air thickened. Customers in the shop started glancing over. Ethan's ego was a live wire, sparking dangerously. Then it happened. Ethan's frustration boiled over, and he shoved Marcus hard. "You're wasting my time," he shouted. Marcus, caught off guard, stumbled back, knocking over a toolbox. A crash echoed in the shop. Ethan didn't stop. He swung a fist, catching Marcus square in the jaw. Gasps rippled through the small crowd. A teenager pulled out her phone, hitting record. Marcus hit the ground, blood trickling from his lip, but he didn't swing back. He just stared up, eyes burning with a quiet fury. "Know your place," Ethan sneered, adjusting his cufflinks like nothing happened. He tossed $100 bill on the ground, payment for the inconvenience, and stormed out, leaving his car behind. The shop was silent, save for the hum of a fluorescent light. Marcus stood, wiped his face, and went back to work. But the video was already spreading, racking up views on X by the minute. Online, the clip exploded. "A rich jerk assaults honest mechanic," trended, with comments flooding in. "This guy's a disgrace. Marcus deserves justice." The internet did what it does best, amplify the outrage. Ethan's name was plastered everywhere, his family's company dragged through the mud. By morning, the video had 2 million views, and Ethan's perfect world was cracking. But something else was brewing. Marcus wasn't just a mechanic. He was a problem solver, and not just for cars. Unknown to Ethan, Marcus had a side hustle, restoring rare high-end vehicles for collectors. His reputation in that niche circle was gold, and Ethan's Lamborghini, it had a custom electrical system that only a handful of mechanics in the country could fix. Marcus was one of them. That same morning, Ethan woke to a nightmare. His credit cards were frozen. His father, furious about the viral video, had cut him off. The family's PR team was in chaos, and Ethan's perfect life was imploding. Worse, he needed his car back to make a critical business deal to salvage his reputation. Without it, he was screwed, and the only person who could fix it, the man he'd humiliated. Ethan pulled into Jones' auto at noon, his swagger gone. His eyes were bloodshot, his tie loosened. Marcus was under a different car, focused, like the previous night never happened. Ethan cleared his throat. "I need my car fixed, today." His voice was softer, almost pleading. Marcus slid out, looked him up and down, and said, "You left it here. It's not ready." No malice, just facts. Ethan tried to play it cool, swiping his credit card on the shop's reader. Declined. He tried another. Declined. His face flushed as customers watched, whispering, "Look, man," Ethan muttered, lowering his voice. "I need this. Name your price." Marcus leaned back, wiping his hands. Price isn't the issue. Respect is. The tension was electric. Marcus could have refused, sent Ethan packing. The internet would have loved it. But Marcus saw something Ethan didn't expect: desperation. Not just for the car, but for a way out of the hole Ethan had dug. Marcus made a call, one Ethan didn't hear, to a friend in the collector car world. Turns out, Ethan's Lambo wasn't just a status symbol. It was a loaner from a high-profile client, and Ethan was on the hook for damages if it wasn't fixed soon. Marcus agreed to fix the car, not for Ethan, but for the client, whose reputation Marcus valued. But he set terms. Ethan had to stay, watch, and learn. No phone, no attitude. Ethan, out of options, agreed. For hours, he stood there, silent, as Marcus worked, explaining the car's systems with a patience that stung more than any punch. The shop's regulars watched, some smirking, others nodding at Marcus's quiet power move. As the day wore on, Ethan's facade cracked. He started talking, not about money or status, but about the pressure of his family's name, the expectations he could never meet. Marcus listened, not softening but not judging either. The conversation wasn't warm. It was raw, real, two men from opposite worlds stuck in the same moment. By dusk, the car was fixed, purring like new. But something else had shifted. The twist wasn't just the car. Marcus handed Ethan a bill, not for thousands, but for $200, the standard rate. Ethan stared, confused. Why so low? Marcus shrugged. "You paid for the lesson yesterday." The shop went quiet. Ethan, for once, had no words. He nodded, got in his car, and drove off. But the video of that moment, Ethan's humbled exit, hit X2, racking up even more views than the punch. Marcus didn't gloat. He didn't need to. The internet crowned him the hero, not for revenge, but for something deeper: grace under fire. Ethan's family issued a public apology, and rumors swirled Ethan was working to rebuild, starting with a job far from his father's empire. The mechanic had flipped the script, not with fists, but with skill and dignity. What would you have done in Marcus's shoes? Could you stay calm after that punch, or would you have turned Ethan away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. And if this story hit you, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to see justice served. Subscribe for more real life stories that'll keep you glued till the end.